You can run up to the white line.
The white line? Okay. Okay.
I did shoulders yesterday. All right. Way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. So the main question that we get asked at the store, myself, Spencer, everybody here, is which one of these vintage mid-century modern speakers that are new should I put in my house? And we're gonna answer that today, or at least help you figure out which one will go best in your house depending on what kind of person you are, what you wanna listen to. And at the end of this video, we may even have a nice sound clip from each one so you can compare characteristics. You all seem to like that, even though my last recording was awful. I'm still gonna put it back in there for you. So we will get to that. Be sure to stick around to the end so you can hear the differences between all 5 of the speakers we're looking at today. Now, what are those 5 speakers? And my toe hurts. All the speakers also have a mid-century modern look, so they're gonna look vintage, but be with new technology and a new design, and you can still get them just like that, new. Now, if you're looking for any of these speakers, you can get them at shopjustaudio.com. Now, let's find out what 5 speakers we're gonna look at today. They're all in front of me, you probably already know. But we're gonna start with the Klipsch Heresy 4, the Mission 770, the PSB Passif 50, the Wharfedale Lintons, and the KLH Model 5s. Now, all these speakers are extremely popular at our store. I mean, we do vintage gear, so obviously everybody's pairing their equipment mainly with vintage speakers. So we're gonna look at a couple different categories to see which one is best for your listening preferences. Let you listen to them and just have some fun along the way. I will promise, I'll try not to break anything, but who knows? It's probably not a good promise. Something's gonna break. It already broke, didn't it? All right. Oh, no, that's inconsistent. We gotta get rid of that. That's better. All right. Oh, this one too. Oh, that might have broke. Okay. Anyway, so we're gonna look at these 5 speakers with maybe 2 exceptions that we're gonna like sprinkle in to it. We're gonna look at price. We're gonna look at like design and what makes all these speakers unique. And then I'm gonna break them off into categories and like rate them for somebody that's looking for different characteristics. So I think by the end of this, you'll know which one of all these speakers and 2 more that you might buy. So in our listening room, you can literally demo every one of these and side by side, or 3 at a time. So we've been demoing on the SX1980 here, and we have other systems throughout the room. You can demo really whatever you want. A lot of times we do like the Yamaha 3200, just other nice amps, but for vintage sake, demoing on something vintage. So we got the 1980 right here from Pioneer, which has 3 speaker outs, so we can demo 3 speakers at a time, although at different times. Streaming to the 1980, we're gonna use the Hi-Fi Rose 150B. It's an excellent screamer. It's an excellent streamer that I really enjoy because of these cool touch tones. You can change the theme, put all these different meters up on here, change the color. It's just fun, and everybody knows they like to touch things and try not to break them, so this is my favorite streaming amp. Anyway, let's start with the Heresy 4. All right, this is the last speaker I'm holding when I talk about them. So the Heresy 4, as you can see, is one of the bigger models. It's a little bit thicker width-wise than the other speakers. I'm literally seeing stars. I'm gonna put it down. So the Heresy 4 is a Klipsch Heritage product, and they make the entire line, which you can see throughout the rest of the room. The La Scalas, the Klipsch horns, and they all share some of the same characteristics, being that they have these horns instead of your typical tweeter. Now this one has a large 12-inch driver on the front, and if you go around the back, it is ported in the back. Now these come with a little riser base that goes at a certain degree angle, but I actually don't prefer them that way. I like to put them on stands, and I found that the Wharfedale Linton stands work really well for them. So I mix them up in the sales floor so that all the speakers can be about the same height. Perfect for the Heresies, really brings them out. I know I'm gonna hear that a lot of people like to have them on the floor, but I don't. And that's okay. So a really nice speaker. It's heavy, as to why I had to put it down, because I was starting to see stars. And one of my true favorite speakers, the entire Klipsch Heritage line is really good. Now this speaker is only rated to handle about 100 watts of power because they're so efficient. So you don't want to like pump like 200, 300 watts into this thing because there's a good chance you might fry it pretty good. But like you could hook up a 1 watt tube amp and it would literally sing. So that is the Klipsch Heresy 4, which I mean, this is one that most of you are gonna know. You've seen the Heritage line, it's nothing new, but it is a vintage speaker design and that's why we wanted to include it in this video. Oh gosh. I didn't think the La Scalas were over there and I was just gonna shove that like all the way over into the $14,000 speakers, and that would not have been good. So now that I didn't ruin my $14,000 speakers, now we're gonna look at the Mission 770s. Now these are the newest speakers out of the speakers we're gonna talk about today, but they are also the most expensive at $5,000 per pair. Now that does include the matching stands, and they're available in black and walnut. Now the Mission 770s are ported in the front and they have a 10-inch driver and your tweeter right up there. The stands, when I first saw them, I'm like, oh no, it's got a hole in the middle of it, unlike the Wharfedale stands, which did not. But, you know, because you can put vinyl in that, right? But you can also put vinyl in the middle of the stand, so it works really well for that use. The stands are super heavy. I'm not lifting that whole speaker up right now because it's just too much for what I want to do. So the next speaker is the PSB Passif 50. Now this one also includes the stands and retails for $2,500. And you might not be as familiar with this one as you are with most of the other one. It gets a little less press, I think. But this is one that they've recently matched up with the MED C3050 limited edition, and it looks like a killer vintage setup. And I can tell you, and we'll talk about it when I get into what these sound like. I recently had this in my office for over a week and played music constantly. Never got tired, never got fatigued. It was incredible. Can't wait to use it on the 3050. They do include stands with them that tilt them back at a small angle. Can't put vinyl on them or anything, but they do look nice. The other thing that's aesthetically nice about this, which is only available in this walnut color, is that it's a little bit less wide than all the other ones. So with that mid-century modern look of the house, this may get more of a wife factor than some of the other speakers. Oh, whew. I worked out this morning. It was core, and I got a lot of core. So talking about working out at my house, I also own actually a pair of these Wharfedale Lintons at $1,500 plus the stands at $300. They are a fantastic deal. These can be purchased separately or together. Now they are on sale right now for $1,500 for the stands and the speaker, so it's quite a deal. Get them now. Get them from us. Get them at shopjustaudio.com. We'll link them below. So the Wharfedale Lintons, and I know what I'm gonna hear, and I hear it all the time, because the tweeter actually has a grill on it, but I've opened these up so many times for other videos that it no longer has it because I have to take this plate off to go into it. So I'm very, very knowledgeable about the build of the inside of this one and actually the PSB. So when you see that video, you'll see why. But this is actually a true three-way speaker, as the PSB also was, and definitely more of a vintage sound is gonna come from this. So we'll talk about it when we talk about sound, but it does come with the matching stands that you can put your vinyl in. Available in red mahogany, which is this one right here, walnut, and black. Now also available in those three colors is, oh, you know what? Before I get into the KLH, I do want to show you what Spencer just put in his house that is related to the Linton. If you do not have room for the Wharfedale Lintons, they're too big, the wife says no, whatever the reason is, you have a small apartment like Spencer, the Wharfedale Dentons literally share the same characteristics, different driver size, literally the same tweeter, there it is, with the grill on it. So he loves the thing, so he'll tell you all about them. That's all I can talk about. All right, now on to the Model 5. So the KLH Model 5 is one of the most popular speakers of the past year. And it's a great sounding speaker. We'll get into what makes this one so special as well. Now to me, this one kind of looks like a 1990s Technics box speaker, which is pretty cool. Just the way it has the paper cones and is laid out on this black backdrop. It does come with stands, and these stands are available separately and work really good for really any vintage speaker, whether it's these or the HPM 100s that I have in my office. Now, if the KLH Model 5s are too big, real quick, they also have the KLH Model 3s that are just a little bit smaller. They have one less driver and are a two-way speaker. So those are the 5 speakers that we're gonna talk about throughout the rest of this video. So the other speaker I wanna show you guys, and I'll tell you guys all about it, is the Elysian. So the Elysian 1 I have coming into the store. We've had the 2 in, which is the larger. It's literally this big for a bookshelf. So we didn't want to include that in this video, but we want to do the 1 because it does come in when on sale without the stands, or right now they're doing free stands with the speaker. So it comes in at just under $5,000, so it does make the cut, but I don't have them to show you and or tell you how they sound, but I can tell you that the rest of the Elysian line is ridiculous. Just ask Spencer. Now, before we break into our categories to find out which one's best for you, I do want to show you the grills because we went over the stands a little bit, but we got to check out the grills. So the KLH has a nice magnetic grill. The Linton, it's not magnetic. I'm not even sure if I can get, there we go. Get that one. PSB,
What the
also
heck are you
magnetic.
doing?
I was showing them the grills.
Okay.
I only almost broke the Klipsch one though.
Okay, that's good.
So, but we're still good. And this is a good way to see the quality of the backs of the grills. And all of them are very sturdy because they're not broken.
They didn't break, that's good. I will say the Wharfedales are my favorite grill, specifically. Even
Good,
if
because
they're not
I made them look really bad because I couldn't pull them off the speaker because they're not magnetic. But yeah, the material on them is really nice.
They're like, I want to say, they're half an inch? You think they're half an inch?
That's what she said, but look how thick they are. Very nice.
It just hurts my soul.
So we're doing a video and I'm trying to explain and help people figure out which speaker might be good for them.
Okay.
So I know we kind of talked about it earlier. We have 5 categories that we're gonna rank these speakers, which will help you decide which one you should buy. Oh, and buy it from us, because why would you buy something? Why would you buy something literally anywhere else? It makes 0 sense. We price match and we'll give you a free t-shirt. I mean, what else do you need?
Honestly,
Why are you buying your audio equipment from a kitchen design store? Why would you, if you want to buy something from a big blue store, go to IKEA, but I can tell you don't buy a turntable and don't buy your audio equipment at any other big blue store. Boom. Or anywhere else. It makes no sense. I still don't understand. Don't you want to support small business? Don't you support Spencer? Help him do whatever he needs to do at home? And Mikey over there, he's got to eat even though he's on a workout plan and trying to lose weight. Still got to eat. Anyway, that's my rant. Yeah. Feed him, feed him. And we will feed you guys your audio. I don't think that made any sense.
I think it made sense.
What are our 5
Rating
categories?
systems, we're doing best value, best bass response,
We write this down.
clarity.
Oh, you got it in your pocket?
Had it. Yeah, we got best bass response, best mids and highs. What are kind of like the largest sound stage, or what seemed to like disappear the most? Best value, and then best overall. Which one really is the best overall speaker?
And I also told them about the Model 3s.
Oh.
And I told them about the Dentons.
Oh.
And I even mentioned the Elysians. And now we're not including any of those 3 speakers in our
This
rankings.
rank.
But I did tell them how much I like the Elysians, but I didn't have them here, so I couldn't put them in the video because every time we have them, somebody buys the demos because they like them so much. But whatever, if you want Elysians, you should definitely get them from us.
It's a good problem to
Just
have.
get them in general.
When you listen to some speakers in here and you like them so much that you're like, I'll take these. I don't even want to wait.
Yeah.
It's a good problem to have.
Yeah. So under $5,000. Everything's
Okay.
under $5,000. Let's go check them out. All right. So the first category number 5.
Yeah.
Best bass response. So for you bass lovers out there that just can't get enough of rumbling and literally pissing off your neighbors, which I thought we had a sign that said that. Oh, right there. So if you like to piss off your neighbors, from a bass perspective, it's actually, we're not going to pick the Klipsch. It's going to be the Model 5.
I feel like when we tend to listen to these speakers, they get lower than pretty much everything else that we're comparing it to. I think for the 5,000 and under price point, the depth that these have is crazy. I feel like it really does boom through your chest, and it feels accurate too. It doesn't feel like it's all just punch. It hits you just full bodied underneath. Best bass response.
Packs a punch. Best bass response. KLH Model 5 for you bass lovers. Hit up that one. Comes in walnut. I don't even remember
the
what.
West African mahogany.
That's what they call it in black. Number 4, mids and highs. And for that, we're gonna have to go back over this way. I'm sorry, Mikey. Best mids and highs. Here, you can hold it.
Yeah, it makes it easy.
It does make it so much easier.
These are not light.
Best mids and highs. Oh.
Did you break it?
No, that was from the grill, actually.
Oh, was it the Mexican disc?
I told you, the Klipsch Heresy 4's the best.
Best mids and highs, for sure. I feel like they scream at you. I feel like guitar is super detailed but full bodied underneath. I feel like that mid-range is really unbeatable here. It's not that these don't have great bass response. They definitely do have good bass response, but I feel like they don't get as low as the 5s. And I feel like for jazz, for guitars, for anything in that kind of mid to high range, these will blow anything out of the water. Best mids and highs.
And the grills, they're not gonna fall apart like that. I do that all the time. Like, these have been here for like a year or two, and I do that every day, so you're good. The quality is there. Number 3, disappearance.
Okay.
Is that the word we're gonna use? Imaging.
Imaging.
Number 3,
Imaging.
imaging. The PSB Passif 50.
I feel like these speakers in general in this room, when we put them on, something that I always look for is, does it feel like the sound's coming from a different speaker? Especially when you stack them up in this room. We're doing demos, you have a lot of stuff going on, right? These PSBs, when they're placed between 2 speakers, it is really difficult to tell exactly which one it's coming from. I feel like overall they tend to disappear in a room.
I listened to them for a whole week. Well, we share an office.
Yeah.
We had, I think this is the first speaker that we've had at the store that we left on for a week straight and just enjoyed it and just forgot it was there because we just heard good music playing.
Yeah.
So no fatigue. Like, you can just let them go at mid-low levels. Sounded really good on these. You don't want to go too crazy with them like I did. This is also the other speaker I know inside and out because I totally blew them on the first day. But that's my fault. It's not theirs. I promise. I went crazy. That's what I do. Number 2, best value. Without a doubt, the best value in vintage speakers is
The Wharfedale Lintons. You can't beat them. They're a steal of a deal. I feel like for what these can produce for the price point they're at, there is nothing you can point out that's wrong with these speakers.
Sub $2,000. These are $1,800 for the stands and the speaker. You can get them separately if you want just the speaker for $15. These are like the total package of good sound and great price, like the true meaning of value.
For sure. Now, Len, you have a pair of these, don't you?
I do. And you have a miniature pair of these.
I do have a small version of these.
Because you have a smaller building than I do.
too.
So I love mine. I use mine in 2-channel home theater because that's where I have them. I needed good speakers for the PlayStation, and that's what I have in these. They're excellent. John also has a pair in his office. So, you know, and Tom also has a pair at his house. So literally, if we all have these at our house, there's gotta be a reason. That's why we absolutely love, and they're the best seller, bar none in the store for any speaker there is. And you know, a lot of that does have to do with the price point, but that's why the #1 value speaker is the Wharfedale Linton. Now, the #1 category we have here is best overall speaker, regardless of price, under $5,000. And that's where we come
The Mission 770.
Yeah, to where my list was sitting under the Mission 770s. Now, these are at the top of the price range.
For sure.
So,
This is
more expectations, right?
definitely more expectation. You need to make sure that when you buy speakers in this price point, that they're really grabbing you and that you feel like they check every box.
And these check every freaking box there is. These are the only speakers here with the Elysians that I don't have here falling in the same category. They're made in the UK, so they're not made in China. These are made in the UK. That's what gets that price up a little bit. They're the exact same box size as the Lintons. They come with a heavy-duty stand that you have to build.
You have to build it.
But this is what I have in my office now. And it's very exciting. If you see my recent posts lately, this has been in like all of them. because I am loving it.
They're really hard not to listen to. Like,
they're really hard not to want to listen to.
Like, all day long, they're in the office from high volumes to medium volumes to low volumes, and again, me and Lane share an office, we can't turn it off.
And they share the characteristics of everything else, right?
For
So
sure.
they have the non-fatiguing sound like the PSBs. They have the dynamics of the Lintons. They have the bass of the KLHs, and then they have the nice mid-range and highs like the Heresys. It's a total package all in one.
Again, expectation is higher when you get to this price point on speakers, but I do think they just knock it out of the water.
It's a total different price point. Like the Lintons outsell
for sure
the Missions all the time, but there's a lot more people looking in the under 2,000 range than the 5,000. So it's a whole different tier when you go up. I usually say like above 2,500 is kind of where the speaker tier changes.
Yeah.
So that 25 to 5 or 3 to 6 range, you're getting a different type of speaker. And that's why I really wanted to put this in with these, even though it was right at the top. So the other cool thing that we don't have to show them is that the Mission has a new speaker coming out that's actually a little smaller and at a better price point, more around like the 2,000-ish price point, I think. The Mission 700. So that one we're super excited to see what characteristics it takes from the 770. So if you do like the 770 but it's above your price range, maybe you should check out the 700 because it's probably going to sound pretty good.
Or of course, you can always go with the best value.
And I had these at home, but I've been like enjoying the last week just totally listening to these.
It's been nice.
And then the KLHs have been like the #1 speaker for like a year or so now, like, and everybody wants to hear them and see them. But so there's something for sure for everybody, and we can't forget the Heresy, which you put somewhere over there. That entire line, we have every speaker in that entire line in this room. It's quite the line if you're looking to get into those higher end speakers, especially if you go to like the Cornwalls. I probably could have put the Fortes in this under 5,000, but I wanted to represent one speaker from all these brands because that's usually what people are comparing.
For sure. And I also think, again, when you compare these speakers, you do want to keep it manageable. And this is what most people are interested in. This is what most people are looking for, that 5,000 and under category.
Yeah, and for matching amps, like a lot of times we'll demo on the Yamaha AS1200 to 3200. We'll do a vintage. We got the 1980 hooked up to them for everyday listening. But we have it hooked up so if you want to listen to a vintage receiver or anything else, you can come in and they sound good with everything. And of course there's pairings if you're like, if you call us up and you call Spencer and say, hey Spencer, I have this NAD at home, I need a speaker that'll match that well. Well, you probably like a more full-bodied speaker because you like a more full-bodied amp. So that's where we'll try to place you into one of these and get exactly what you're meant to. Or if you need an amp, you know, you just combine it all together. Which walnut finish do you like best? So every speaker comes in walnut. Everyone comes in walnut. The KLH, we don't have the Linton walnut here, but it's a lighter, a little bit lighter. The Passive is a more mid-century modern walnut. It's different than all the other ones. And then the Mission, which we've only seen in pictures because the walnut sells pretty fast, is a little bit more of a gloss. And why is the answer the Elysians?
So, the Elysian walnut finish is my favorite walnut that I've seen, for sure. For this comparison, I say the Linton walnut. Because I like the texture. And I know it's a weird thing, but I feel like they use I think it's a real wood veneer.
They match them, yeah.
Matched with it, so it's the same piece of wood for each speaker. And I just feel like they didn't cheap out at all. And I am more of a fan of like the natural
And
ones.
it's hard to get good wood in China. I don't know where that came from.
The KLH Model 5s, I like the look of them, but they do have like more of that glossy kind of feel to them, which...
And the PSB is really matte feeling.
Yeah.
It's a very matte feel. Like, you know, this
feels better to me.
This feels like true real wood.
That feels like wood.
I mean, it's made in the UK, so, but yeah, I think the right comparison is out of these three, which one. So, I do like the one.
Stand-wise, I gotta go with also the Linton for the sole fact they're already built and they weigh as much as the speaker. What I call Linton Day is when we get the pallet of Lintons in. And
pallets, it's been pallets lately.
it's funny because, like, okay, you have a larger box and a smaller box. You always think the smaller box is gonna weigh less, right? Wrong. It weighs as much as a speaker.
Yeah. The Lintons, it's Linton workout day. You got 4 big boxes. The Missions come in 2 boxes plus the folded down stands. The Passives all come in 1 bigger box. And the Model 5s all come in 1 really big box. It's just awkward to carry.
Yeah.
But the Lintons, because it's 4 big box and the padding in those, it's just ridiculous.
I will say though, my second favorite is the KLH because I feel like it is the most versatile. Like, you can throw any larger big box speaker pretty much onto it and get that old school feel with the tilt. Or like HPM 100s, for instance. You can throw them right on there. They fit totally fine. The steel is made well, and they hold pretty much everything. That'll be my second favorite. And again, they're already built. When you have to get me to build stands, it hurts my soul a little bit.
You want to throw vintage speakers?
What can we throw?
Let's go.
Is every ocean come as rain? I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way. Oh, oh. Hello emotions, hello again. Is every ocean come as rain? I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way. Oh, oh. Hello emotions, hello again. Is every ocean come as rain? I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way. Oh, oh. Hello emotions, hello again. Is every ocean come as rain? I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way. Oh, oh. Hello emotions, hello again. Is every ocean come as rain? I know my circles, I know my name. Another sequel is on the way. Oh, oh.
Because I have.
Oh man.
So, like, you got vintage speakers at home, the lighting's awful, it's okay. You have vintage speakers at home and you're ready to throw them out and buy new ones, we're gonna see who can throw them farther.
Let's do it. Off the loading dock?
Yeah, let's get on the ramp.
Mikey, does the roll count or where it lands?
Because the roll's gonna be easier, but you can't underhand bowl it.
No, you gotta.
It's gotta be an overhead.
Yeah.
And you can run up to the white line.
The white line? Okay. Okay.
I did shoulders yesterday. All right. There goes that argument about rolling. That was way cooler than I thought it was gonna be. So today I want to talk about the build quality of a 1970s Advent speaker. Let me clear the debris.
All right.
And myself. I can see where mine landed.
Yeah.
And your winner, not these speakers, the winner's you guys at home, because you can replace your old speakers with new ones from Just Audio. Spencer, you threw it the farthest. I think.
Does the spider count? Does the actual woofer count?
I mean, I was counting this, but mine landed right here.
Yours was like right there.
You can see literally where my it's literally stuck in the.
Disintegrated on impact.
You gotta throw yours again though. Yours didn't break.
There had to have been.
Hope you guys had fun today. If you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. My back hurts now, and that happens every time we do the throw game. How about you?
I'm sore.
Ah,
Sore and old and tired.
I'm too old for the throwing. This is why Tom and Bryson usually win this. The good thing I can use this as a cane.
What did you do?
Had fun.
What?
We played a game. Who can throw the speakers the farthest?
Who won?
Spencer. Mine look cooler. That's what really counts.
Where's the ones that you had Jeremy paint? Or are they different?
That is different. These were the backups in case Tom ruined the other pair that's at his bench. Guess not anymore.